Hey there everyone, this is Yxlarb and welcome to another channel update. This one isn't going to be a traditional one, however. This isn't a sort of, here's what our schedule looks like, and oh, here are the series we're releasing over the next couple months, etc. That's not really what this is about. This is a life update video, specifically about my life, although we will also be touching on Bosniancheese's life a little bit. I know that that might not sound as important. However, you should know that what I have to share in this video will definitely and drastically affect our channel and our YouTube presence as a whole. So you're definitely going to want to hear this out. Before we get into that, take a look at the gameplay. It's more Resident Evil 4 Mercenaries. What do you expect? We're carrying on with Ada's journey through the 4 stages, this time on the island. I will say this isn't my best gameplay ever. Definitely could have done a lot better, but I was very rusty at the time when I recorded this gameplay, so sorry for my noobishness, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. Anyway, on to the crux of the update. So, last April, I uploaded a different update video, sort of going over my 2L year in law school and sort of, my accomplishments during the year, and most specifically, my sort of journey to obtain a judicial clerkship, aka working as a law clerk for a judge. And if you remember, if you don't, I'm going to recap right now. The one clerkship I thought I had the best chance of obtaining was with a judge who's the chief judge of my own state's Court of Appeals, the middle court. The first of the 2 appellate courts, just under the Supreme Court. And unfortunately, I didn't end up getting that job. That was probably made sort of clear based on the fact that I didn't upload a video saying I got a job, right? So I'm sure that didn't come as a surprise. I'm sure this doesn't come as a surprise because obviously I haven't heard about anything until now, and now it's like what, 8 months later. So yeah, or no, not that long. Probably more like, God, what is it? Is it 8 months? It might be. Anyway, I'm bad at math. That's why I went to law school, okay? Anyway, I didn't end up getting that job. And although I was disappointed at the time, things have looked up since then. This last November, I actually went ahead and interviewed with a different court, 2 judges from a different court in a neighboring state. And I'm actually very proud to say that as of just about a month ago, I got a phone call informing me that I am going to be a 2-year term law clerk for an appellate court judge for the Court of Appeals of a neighboring state. So yeah, that is incredible. And I may not sound that excited. You guys know I don't usually sound that excited on quote unquote camera anyway. But you should have heard me when I got the call. I mean, obviously this news has been with me now for over a month. I've had time to let it sink in. I still have to remind myself that it's reality sometimes. I mean, I remember for a full week after getting that phone call, I had to, question to myself, like, was that a dream? Did I dream that phone call? Did I actually get the job? And then, of course, when I got the offer letter in the mail, basically saying everything the judge said on the phone, I knew it was real, and I got even more ecstatic. So things are huge. And obviously, you guys, this is phenomenal news. I've told you before, and I'm going to say it again. Clerking for an appellate court judge, even at the state level, it doesn't matter where, even at the state level, it is a prestigious thing to do. It's a great job to start off with. It's a good transition from law school to real life, quote unquote. And good pay, good benefits, government benefits, and it's a prestigious position that'll allow you to, in some cases, write your ticket to most law firms. I mean, it's a big deal to a lot of firms and companies out there. So it really just makes you very marketable, and it opens up a lot of doors for you if you allow it to. So I'm on top of the world. I might not sound like it, like I said, but just know that I was at least a month ago. At least I sounded like I was on top of the world back then. Anyway, what does this mean? Well, of course, this new job is going to affect the channel, but I'll tell you right away that no matter what job I got or where it is, it would have affected the channel no matter what, So I just want to get that out of the way. a big reason why is that Bosniancheese and I aren't going to be living in the same place for much longer. As you guys know, ever since we came back to YouTube, over 4 years ago, we've been living in the same place for most of that time. During breaks, even like during summers and stuff, we might be living in different places for at least part of them. Like this last summer, Bosniancheese was gone for almost the entire summer, but we still had times where we met up to record. We've been lucky in that way. But here, before you know it, we're not going to be living in the same place anymore. And, so even if I didn't get this job, even if I stayed here, hypothetically, if I found a job here and I wanted to live in this town that I went to college in, etc., Bosniancheese will be moving in just less than a year from now. Next December, before Christmas, he'll be graduating with a bachelor's degree, and he's going to be moving back down south, at least for a little while. And from there, he is willing to move even further away, to other states, to pursue his dreams, which, good on him. But obviously, moves of that magnitude are going to affect our channel and our YouTube presence. So this was an inevitability. That's basically my point, is that no matter what, it was just a matter of time before, something big like this happened. Now, before you all freak out, this is not the end of our channel. Absolutely not. But, of course, there will definitely be times, often, significant periods of time where no videos or very few videos go up. In fact, I foresee, in the future, like many years down the line, only a handful of videos going up. But one thing I can tell you right now, I can give you two promises. One is that three promises. I'm sure more promises are better than fewer, so I'll give them all to you. One, we both Bosniancheese and myself, have a desire to continue YouTube, and at no point have we thought, oh, we don't want to do it. So that's the first thing. Two, as long as we have some time and some ability to record and edit and upload YouTube videos, we will, no matter how infrequently that is. And three, every video that's up on the channel right now, and the channel as a whole, will remain up and public for everyone to see, no matter what. As long as, barring some, weird thing happening. I can't picture it right now, but, law school has taught me to not be so absolutist. Sorry about that. But that's basically what we can promise you. So we have no intention of stopping YouTube, even if it gets to the point, Bosniancheese and I sat down, we had a candid conversation, and we said, you know what, as long as we have the time and the drive, we're going to keep doing YouTube. Even if we live far away, even if we live multiple states apart from one another, we're still going to see each other. Obviously, we're family. Sure, we may have fewer recording sessions, because since there will be so much time in between when we see one another, we might want to spend more time just catching up and talking, having meals together, etc., etc. But there still will be some times where we record. That's almost a certainty. So don't worry in that regard. But basically, the rest of this video, I know the gameplay is almost over, so we're going to have to go into a black screen. But I do want to discuss kind of how my life specifically is going to look over the next couple of years, at least. Because it's all very certain, and it'll just kind of give you an idea. So, at the end of March, my wife, she's going to be moving almost 5 hours away to begin the clinical experience portion of her medical school career, which is 2.5 years long in total. Then, in the middle of May, about a month and a half after that, I'm going to graduate from law school and move to be with my wife as I study for the bar. Then at the end of July, this summer, I'm going to take the bar, and then my wife and I are going to move to a city about an hour and a half away from where we live now. In September, in that same town, I'll begin my 2-year term as a law clerk while my wife moves back to this town that we're living in right now for more clinicals. In December, like I said previously, Bosniancheese will graduate and then move on. In March of 2021, then, this is, over a year from now, obviously, if everything goes according to plan, my wife will be able to move back with me for the remaining 1.5 years of my term as a law clerk. And then late spring or early summer of 2022, I'll finish my 2-year term, and my wife will graduate from medical school. And then for the next 3 to 4 years after that, my wife will do her medical residency somewhere in the United States, and I'll follow her and continue my career during that time. So first of all, I want to apologize for speaking in such vague terms. I'm not usually one for worrying about my privacy, but my wife does very much care about her privacy. She doesn't really want people to know exactly where we are. And obviously, if I tell you, what judge I'm clerking for, or even what city I'm going to be a clerk in, that's going to narrow down the options by a lot. So basically, I have to start caring about my privacy a little bit more. So I hope that didn't sound too confusing, but it probably was a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of moving going on, a lot of cities involved in the plan for the next couple of years at least, and who knows how complicated it could get after that. But that's basically how things are looking. So as you can see, basically come May, Bosniancheese and I aren't going to be living in the same city for the foreseeable future. Who knows where my wife's residency will take us down the line? Who knows where his job will take him, where his, dreams will take him? It could lead to a lot of weird places that are, very far away from where I live, and, vice versa. So basically that's my point. But, keep those 3 promises I gave you in mind. We have no intention of stopping YouTube. We've worked hard, and we have a lot of passion for this, and that's why we came back to begin with. Especially when he moved up here, that was over 4 years ago. We thought, hey, this is the perfect opportunity to get back to doing YouTube, which is what we love doing, and here we are doing exactly that, and we're not going to stop that unless we have literally no time and no drive. Those are the only ways. That's if we lose both of those things, then YouTube will become a non-issue for us. We'll move on to bigger and better things. But just like Bosniancheese said, I think this is always going to be something that we share. At least that one special thing where each time we get together, we'll reminisce. Maybe we'll get around to recording a little bit. Like I said, even if we only upload a handful of videos or no videos in a given year, I still feel like that's better than nothing, and it'll still be really incredible when we do get around to doing that. I understand, if anyone was worried, that we were going to stop YouTube altogether, or that they weren't going to see much of us, I totally understand. I've been there. But what you need to understand, just as I said previously, is that Bosniancheese and I are right on the cusp of starting the lives we have dreamed about. And that is, of course, what life is all about. Living out your dreams. And the fact that both of us get to do that, as first generation college students in both of our families is huge. And I'm so proud of the both of us for being able to, get this close. We're very close to accomplishing our dreams. So that's absolutely huge. And YouTube, it's an amazingly fun hobby. It's something that I'll always treasure. Even like if I get to a point where I can't do it anymore, I'm still going to cherish all those memories. But it's definitely going to be the last thing on my mind if I end up losing the drive for it. So life's all about priorities, right? That's basically my point. Chase your dreams. If YouTube happens to be your dream, chase it to the end of the earth. It doesn't happen to be either Bosniancheese's or mine. It's just a very fun hobby. And so, unfortunately, it has to take a back seat to a lot of other things. But in a funny way, that's not actually unfortunate. The fact that I can put it aside to chase more things that are important to me is huge. And that's a very positive thing, I'd say, overall. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening. I know this video, it has a lot going on in it. Some really good news, some potentially really bad news. It, sets up some uncertainty for the future. But one thing I can tell you, just to, add a little bit more positivity out there, is that we have an entire solo series recorded by Bosniancheese, totally ready to go. It's all recorded. It needs to be edited, but that is ready to go up for the next phase. And we are currently planning on recording a brand new collaboration series after Minecraft is done. So obviously, right now, we're still in the midst of YouTube. We are still, planning as if we're going to record, for years and years to come. So that should tell you something, at least, that we definitely want to keep this going. So stay tuned for all of that. Stay tuned for the remainder of Minecraft Season 2, and I'll be sure to talk to you guys the next time I can in the next video. Goodbye, and have a wonderful new year.